Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Casual Rage. I almost said welcome to Raging Rhino, like a video. I've been thinking about doing a video all week, and then I got to the point of actually doing it, and I was like, no, I'm not. I just can't be fucked talking about Star Wars. So anyway, we're going to be talking about Wandavision tonight because Wandavision is awesome at the moment. For me, it's been really, really good. I've loved it, and we'll get into it. So that's going to be the main thing for tonight. Let's just quickly welcome our guests. We've got I Am Your Content in the house.
Thanks for the biddies.
That's right.
Thanks,
You need to be on camera for that because why are they sending you biddies if they can't see your titties? You know what I mean? Tim, Open Airlock, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been a very, very hot day here. It's been
the opposite here.
It's been a very hot day and a very humid day. It's been pretty much 86% humidity all day.
It's 24 Fahrenheit right now, so quite the opposite for.
Well, right now here it's 63 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's still 85% humidity. So it's quite warm. Anyway, Stig, how you doing?
Well, there's no 85 Fahrenheit, I'll tell you that much.
Not over there?
No, it's 27 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And it's snow and ice. And yeah. I have a busted knee, a strained back, and a really busted up wrist.
Why? Why are you all busted up?
Oh, I injured my hand in December. Still hasn't healed properly. Did everything to it except break it.
I thought he was going to be an old man that fell over.
Yeah. Fun thing though, the knee in the back thing was me taking a nosedive on the ice while crossing the street the other day. Like proper nosedive, landed on my cheek and just skidded across the ice and shit.
Were you running and were you going to get stuff at the convenience store?
Oh, I was heading to the convenience store, and I guess maybe 20 people saw it as well.
Yeah.
Bunch of cars driving by.
I've watched a few videos on YouTube of people like slipping on ice trying to get up their driveway or something. It's pretty funny to watch.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was, but I don't mind it. I've done it many times before, so.
Let's quickly say hello to the chat and who we've got here. We've got Lord Vader. He was here first. Welcome, Lord Vader, as per usual. Yes, hurry up. We want to discuss the episode. It's been a very, I don't know. We'll go around very soon and we'll see what everybody thinks. We got Timon here. We got Matthew Moore Charles. Yes, he's currently sleeping. I'm sure he'll get in. Hashtag cancel Rhino. Don't know about that. We got Tim in the house. We've also got Geek Blend. This poor guy, he's having issues with his computer at the moment. Yeah. He's been, man, the last 2 weeks, all I see in the chat is like he's trying to do, I shouldn't make fun of it, but it would be annoying. He can't get his review to like render. It's just, anyway, he's having issues with it. Let's quickly go around the table and just what were your thoughts on the episode, Lyndon? Or sorry, I'm Your Content.
Well, I'm your content. We don't need any WandaVision because I'm all your content.
Nice. No, but on a serious note, what do you think of the episode?
I don't remember what I said in the clip we made on Lethal's channel, but he did actually just clip it for us. He's like, so I said some stuff we thought was going to be in there and that we predicted that like she was controlling it, and it's like some things that we didn't predict as well, like that Vision was going to be like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? And not bad.
Blake wants to know, Tim, are you standing?
Oh, I told him I'm most assuredly not standing, given that I woke up less than 30 minutes ago. So
he rolled out of bed. He hasn't even watched the episode yet. So you've seen little bits and pieces, though. You've been spoiled, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm logged in right now, and I'm skipping around, and it looks like one I want to see pretty quick because I like the 80s, and it looks kind of like a Family Ties vibe. And then I know the big thing at the end.
Yeah. That was one of the things that Lethal liked. He liked the family ties.
He likes
feel.
No, he likes.
I was going to
get at the end.
Yeah,
I also like that.
I was going to get caught up, and I was doing something till about 2:00 my time, and I said, "Okay, this thing is almost uploaded, so I'll go get myself some water and stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, it's 10 minutes," so I'm sitting here looking at my phone and computer and whatever, and then it hits 2, and I'm like, "All right, here we go, refresh." And it seemed like it took forever to refresh. And then I woke up an hour later and I'm like, oh man, I must have fallen asleep. And I'm just so tired. So I crawled into bed and I didn't get caught up, basically. So I will probably this weekend.
Now, have you watched any of the show?
No, but now that I'm seeing all this awesome feedback, it might be nice to go and see it all, back to back and stuff.
I reckon it'll actually make it better because again, those first sort of 3 episodes, it's a slow build in those 3 episodes. I think it really sort of opens up in these next 2 episodes. Stig, what were your initial thoughts?
Oh, I'm really liking this show, and slow builds, if it pays off, actually makes shows better. You don't have to rush things, right?
Babylon 5.
Yeah, slow builds are good, and in this
as
case,
long as they pay off.
Yeah, and it did. I'd give the show so far a 7.8 out of 10.
Like a total across the 5 episodes, or is that what would you give this episode specifically?
8.
Yeah, okay. I gave it an 8.5. I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was better than the last episode, and I thought the last episode was really fucking good.
Yeah, I thought the previous episode, that's the one where we see Dead Vision, right?
Yeah, and it's the one where it opens up with the blip, everyone sort of coming back.
Yeah.
Undusted.
Yeah, that's kind of like a info dump episode in a sense. I really like that one too. And I think it's good that they're releasing 1 episode per week because it works because you get time to digest the episodes instead of just binging a whole season in one go. And it takes me back a bit to the 80s and 90s when I used to watch shows and you had to be there at a certain time. Otherwise, you'd miss the episode kind of. And you'd talk to your friends about the episode in between the episodes. And I think that's something we're losing with the binge model.
Oh, absolutely. I actually wanted to talk a little bit about that tonight. Well, I just wanted to say in regards to that, like, you look at Cobra Kai, it came and went so quick, and that's probably one of the better shows. I think that's probably a little bit better than Wandavision, but Wandavision feels like it's been hyped up so much more because it's now been dragged out over 5 weeks, and the hype has actually been built for it. So again, there's more and more interest. Like Tim said, he wasn't even really interested in it. Now he's seen the amount of hype that's sort of coming out of it, and it's piqued his interest a little bit. Like he'll dabble his toes in and actually have a look and see what this is all about. So I feel like Cobra Kai, as much as the hype was for Cobra Kai and how much people did still jump on board with that, I feel like the binge model takes away from being able to narrow down in these specific episodes and really, burrowing into it.
I would have loved to have been able to watch a Cobra Kai the way I'm watching WandaVision.
Me too.
Well, yeah, and I had a pretty intense conversation on social media with some people I know, and it got pretty intense because they disagreed about binge model. They think binge model is great, and I'm like, here's the thing, especially in this age, you can't sustain television shows for people to binge because of production complications and stuff like that. So it's not only does it not make sense for all the reasons we discussed that one day a couple of months ago, I think it was on your stream, or it might have been Raging Geek Jedi, I don't know, but point is you can't sustain a continuous flow of fresh shows to binge. You just can't. So not only does it make sense to keep the interest longer and drag it out, but what do you do like after this show? What's the next big thing? There might be something, but it's not like it was 2-3 years ago when you can just constantly have seasons of shows for certain genres available. So yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons that binge sucks.
Yeah, and
The
if
other
you
thing,
want to, you can watch one episode per week for any show. But given that social media is a thing, it's kind of impossible because
Yeah.
people spoil it.
Mhm.
Because other people will binge it, right? If
well, man,
possible.
this episode, I have no doubt, has been spoiled for people, and it's literally week by week. You know what I mean? Like, there's still people. This has just been released, and they're still going to get spoiled some way, somehow.
I saw people spoiling the shit out of it 5 minutes after they watched it. Because I watched it 5 minutes after it was released, right?
Yep.
So that's 40 minutes after release. I was done watching it, and I went on Twitter, and sure as hell, people were posting pictures and spoiling everything.
Okay, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. Yeah, I completely agree with him there. But like, I just wanted to go back to this comment here. Can they keep it together, or is it going to turn into another Game of Thrones sort of thing? I personally think that I don't know if they can keep this together. So far, they've been able to keep it together pretty well. But again, with the big reveal that comes at the end of this episode, which I'm hoping that most of you in the chat know about, they've got to explain it really, really well to make sure that it makes sense. Because again, the fact that who we see is Magneto's son, if you haven't figured it out by now, how is she then, like, they've got to, because they've already screwed it up with her not being a mutant. You know, her powers came from the stone. So
yeah, but,
can they do it? I don't know.
This is a 1 season thing, right? It's a one-off.
Yep, 9 episodes.
And it's supposed to start off the Marvel phase. Is it phase 5?
Phase 4, isn't it?
Okay, yeah,
isn't this phase 4, Lyndon?
Yeah, but so basically, it's just like a little prequel story that sets up the story in a sense.
Well, the first movie that we're supposed to be getting is Doctor Strange. Am I not wrong? Or is it Thor?
So there's no chance this will end up as Game of Thrones. Because if something screws this up, it's going to be one of the movies.
It's so... No Black Widow. Oh, Black Widow's the next one.
Well, if that ever fucking comes out.
Yeah. Black Widow
is Doctor Strange supposed to be the next one? Like,
well, you've also got Eternals. You got Eternals, which is going to be interesting.
How are they going to connect that?
Well, Eternals is going to be before, like, this is supposed to be like a kind of ancient alien story. So all the Eternals come to Earth, like, set in different time periods, like around ancient times, and then they've got to fight the deviants who Thanos is a part of, and so it's going to be kind of like that story.
Okay.
Thousands of years ago, and then they like hide or like go into hiding, so they won't come into any of the continuity, I guess, to fuck around with the movies. But they might.
I wonder if they're going to try and link that somehow to the end, or something that they need to do that links to the Eternals.
Well, WandaVision goes directly into Doctor Strange 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Well, they own the X-Men now, right? And Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
but see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, though, because they've already screwed the continuity from the comics and those stories, if you want to go from that, in regards to telling Wanda's story. Because in no multiverse that I've ever seen was Wanda not Magneto's daughter.
Yeah, but they couldn't use that story because it was X-Men story.
I know, so they had to change that. So again, now they're bringing Peter in. Now they've got control over mutants, and they've got control over the X-Men and the control over the Fantastic Four. They're going to have to do some mental gymnastics to make it work. That's my point.
Here's an idea, though. Maybe, well, it's just it's not a theory, but the Wanda we see in the show, maybe she's from the other universe as well.
And it's not the movie one, you're saying?
Yeah, that it's not the movie one. It's
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. If it works out right. But yeah, you're right, Rhino. Like, it is his daughter, and they couldn't do that because of the whole mutant copyright thing. The rights to, not copyright, but the rights to the films. I don't even think they could say the word mutant. Is that right, Lyndon? They had to call them something else in Avengers.
Yeah, so they called them enhanced.
Enhanced, yeah. So, if it pans out, it'll be interesting. But they've done stuff not exactly like this, but in comics for a long time, because it's comics, right? It's never had like this singular continuity. So they've come up with all kinds of stuff here and there, like, oh, this is no longer a family member, or now they are a family member, and stuff like that. So,
well, if they're bringing the X-Men Quicksilver guy in, right? That means they kind of have to bring in the other actors from the X-Men movies too.
Well,
maybe
they can bring in anyone they want, I guess.
Yeah, because Fassbender as Magneto is pretty damn perfect.
Oh, well, I was saying that in our review. I think that the casting for a lot of the X-Men characters was perfectly casted for a lot of the characters. I think who did Lethal say, Lyndon, that wasn't casted perfectly?
Jean Grey.
I reckon Rogue was actually casted pretty poorly, actually. Now that I think
I didn't care for what's her name's
Well, there were two of them, right? Two Jean Greys, at least.
Yeah.
Well,
the second one was okay. The younger version of her was okay, I think.
I like the old one.
I didn't like the older version either. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I just didn't like the Game of Thrones girl. She's a shit actress.
If they don't cast Fassbender, and they're probably not going to, imagine all the memes you're going to get. Like, I prefer the real Magneto. I said the real Magneto. Perfection.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, they got to do it right. Okay, so let's start going through this episode. So pretty much spoilers. If I haven't spoiled it already, spoilers ahead. Okay, so it starts off, we're now in the 70s. The entire layout of the house. I now think that every transition through 60s, 70s, and 80s is like one day. It's literally one day. We're seeing
what it seems like.
Because in the real world, it's taking place in such short periods of time. Like, it's pretty much happening like this. Anyway, so there's so many things we learn in this episode. So as we're going through, we basically forget all the garbage stuff. We find out here that Wanda doesn't have any control over her sons. So in this episode, we also find out that she's got basically mind control over the cast members that are in her show. And it's actually quite painful for them. They're trapped. She is basically keeping these people hostage and setting up her own. She's being very selfish in what she wants and not thinking about the damage that she's doing to these people's lives. Now, we find out that she doesn't have any control over her own sons, and it's probably the only one that she doesn't have control over, and probably also Vision as well. Anything that you guys wanted to say or point out in here? I just thought that was interesting. I think her sons is an underlying story that we just don't know about yet.
I'm wondering if that outfit she's wearing, if that's one of a version of one of the outfits she and her sister wore on Step by Step. Because yeah.
Oh, you mean Full House, right?
She was in it as a baby twin.
Full House, and that's the different sister. Yeah,
Full House.
I will say there were some underlying sexual references in this episode, just in this beginning bit.
Oh, and you said 70s, it's 80s, Rhino.
Sorry, I meant to say that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Now, I thought that this was quite interesting. What did you guys think of this bit? You know which bit I'm talking about? Lyndon, what happens here? What happens here?
Strange. It's very strange that she stuffs up. No, she does the line, but then Vision like takes over and says, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Do you want me to redo that or take it from the top?" Like an actor was talking to a director. It's like, "Do you want me to take it from the top?" Like she knows it's a show.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wait, why didn't Wanda just reset it like she's done a couple times before?"
Yeah, see, I didn't think about that at first. So essentially what happens is she's come, like Wanda goes, we need some help. And like I'm saying, she is inside this person's head and she's got her to come and knock on the door and say, I'm going to come and babysit for you guys. And Vision's like, no, like maybe we shouldn't leave you with the babies. We should look after the babies. Like he's just freaking out as a dad might. And she's like, oh, do you want me to take that from the top? Like you said, speaking like to Wanda, like she's the director of this show. And Vision basically starts to sort of realize that there's something not right here. And he takes Wanda aside and we'll get to the bit. It's like, did you see that? What's going? Like he's starting. The other thing that I loved about this episode is how much he's starting to figure shit out. Again, Stig, what do you think of this bit?
Sorry, I was doing something else. I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry. Okay.
Relevant to the stream though.
What did you think of this bit where Vision starts to figure out sort of what's like notice something that happened with like the casting? It was almost like she was speaking to Wanda like a director. Remember this bit? Or are you still doing what you're doing?
Next.
Save me, someone!
Hey, do you want to take it from the top?
Yeah,
I was looking at
I'll go one more time.
had Easter eggs listed for this episode.
Oh, where's that?
Chuck it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat because I thought I should do that while you were yapping. You know? And I ended up just looking at it and forgot everything else.
Well, Lyndon, what do you think of all of this?
Well, we've seen him break a little bit before, and then when we saw him go like, wait, something's wrong here, she like resets it, and then whenever she saw something wrong, like when the beekeeper dude came out of the pipes, he's like, snah, reset. But this one, she just let it go. Like she's getting a bit like, I don't know, not complacent, but like too overconfident about how much control she has.
Well, I also thought it was weird that if Wanda's got control over this chick's mind, why would she allow her to say, do you want me to redo that again? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't she just make her roll with what's actually happening?
Unless improvising.
Unless it's just showing how much control Wanda doesn't necessarily have, and these people are actually afraid of her, obviously. And
here's a thought too, though. Maybe the same, hypnosis or whatever it is also affecting her. So she's affected herself too, because when she leaves that area and talks to the...
We haven't got to that bit yet.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I'll wait till we get there.
No, I was talking to Blake.
No. I was saying to Blake that we haven't got up to that bit yet where she's going after Vision's body.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
sorry, I wasn't talking to you.
Well, well,
worst stream ever.
When she sits, that dome, she is back to her old self, and her accent is back to its old self, and she's wearing the stuff she wore when we last saw her in the movies.
Yep.
And she's more clear-headed and more in control when she's outside.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
It seems like whatever she's doing with the sitcoms and stuff, she's also doing it to herself.
Yeah, because you can see from the episode where Jimmy's like, "What? Who's doing this to you?" And obviously, she has no fucking clue what's going on in that previous episode.
Yeah.
Do you really think so, though, or do you think? I don't know. I think that she gets into this mode where she's really believing the world that she's creating. And then as soon as there's some outside influence, it reminds her that it's not really real.
Yeah,
she actually knows. Because again, she knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, but she seems to reset herself as well because
Yeah, she didn't this time, which is weird.
no, she's there's too many cracks happening, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it messes her up. But at the beginning, nothing seemed to take her out of it.
Let's talk about the kids for a second. So they basically able to grow at will. So these kids they're a big mystery to me. These are like, again, everybody in this world that Wanda's created are real people. When Monica explains, she says that they're her kids. They're real. So essentially she's just created life, but I would consider them to be mutants, wouldn't you? Does anybody know of any reference of her twins in like comic book form or what they are?
House of M? House of M. She even spoke about it in an interview when Age of Ultron came out. She's like, I'd love to explore that crazy mind-bending stuff when she has twins and stuff, but I don't think they would ever do it because it's too dark. And now she got a wish.
Yeah, but they're not going to make it dark because it's MCU and it's Disney.
Well,
that's the problem. Because we'll see. It seems to be pretty dark at the moment.
If she created them, right? She's creating life.
Yeah,
which means she should be able to bring people back from the dead.
It's still such a big mystery to me in regards to. Oh man! Again, I just don't want them to screw up bringing all the Fox stuff that they've now got control over and this together. They better do it right. Is Kevin Feige sort of watching over this? Is this his thing?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything is his thing. Okay. Gives me a little bit of hope, a little bit of faith that they'll keep it together. I know that it's essentially supposed to turn into the MCU, but
have a look at Soul Assassin. She pulled a Plagueis.
Yeah. Now, this is another thing that I thought was quite interesting was Monica's scans. Did anybody else notice this?
Yeah, she had Wanda had altered her outfit basically to just look like something else, but it was still the same material.
Yeah, there was that, but I'm talking about the scans of her brain and everything that they did, and they came back with like nothing on them. They're like a blank slate.
Yeah, she's really dumb. There's nothing in her head.
Let's see if I can find because it shows the tablet there.
Yeah.
So scans came up blank. I don't know. I think this is something where maybe she's ended up with some powers from coming through the force field or something. But that's pretty basic storytelling if that's how she got her powers. That's how she gets powers.
They'll probably explain it more in like Captain Marvel too or stuff or further stuff.
They brought up Captain Marvel for a reason, I think.
Oh, that annoyed the shit out of all three of us when we were watching it.
God,
that line. So bad. So bad. Okay, so what are we figuring out here? Okay, so this dude here is basically treating Wanda as a terrorist.
Yep.
He's trying to back Wanda up, and so is Monica. Like, trying to say that it's not really malicious what she's doing, but then this dude lists off a whole heap of stuff that she's, fucking with rules in the Accords and all of this kind of other stuff to basically point out that, she is actually a terrorist right now. That's how we've got to treat the situation. Like Stig said, they figure out that she's able to manipulate the material and everything. That's why she's able to change time periods so simply. And how they figure that out is when Monica went in through the thing, she was wearing Kevlar. She was wearing a bulletproof vest. And they go around to where her clothes are and she shoots them. And, of course, the bullets don't go through. They bounce off pretty much. So that's how they figure that out. man, there'd be so much on these screens and everything that I'm sure people are going to pick apart. Any thoughts on any of this stuff, guys? Oh, here we go. This is where it gets really good.
This is crazy.
What happens here?
Look at so they show footage when Wanda breaks into the facility where they're holding. Oh my god, fucking hell! They're holding Vision's body in like parts. Look at it. Oh my god, it's all over the place. She breaks in, just fucking destroys the place, and then takes his body. And obviously, she's doing some weird shit with it now.
Yeah. So she breaks in, gets his body, and I mean, again, this just leaves it open. Is everybody else seeing Vision as a dead body? Or, like, is she able to manipulate everybody so that he's seeing... Because also, too, there's that bit with the dog. Sorry, we've gone... This is going back a little bit, but there's the bit with the dog where she actually makes a collar out of magic, and she's... Vision's like, you just did that without any problem. Like... And then she's like, maybe we should stop hiding, trying to imply that he should show his face to her and all of this kind of thing, like his real face. And Vision's still getting more and more suspicious with everything that's going on. Oh, this is where the dog happens. Sorry, no, we didn't jump back. So they get to keep the dog, but only when they're 10 years old. And they go... Oh, he went past it. They go straight up to being 10 years old. Look at each other. And go to 10.
She seems to know they can do that, though. It's almost like she's...
So what are their powers? They can just grow old? I'm curious to know about these kids' powers. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat much. I've had this going. So they get to keep the dog. What else happens? So this is where she figures out about her Kevlar. Oh, and we get the... Yeah, it's coming up.
Here we go.
Something in the office scene later on, though, brought me great joy.
Oh, yeah.
Wanda's twins are hers. Everything might look fake in the TV, but everything in there is real.
But Wanda... I got to pause. Sorry. I started playing too soon. I should have gone 10 more seconds because it's literally right here.
Relates people's perceptions, makes them hallucinate.
Yeah, that's her whole bag. If all the sets and props and wardrobe were solid matter, that would mean she's wielding an insane amount.
I got to do it again.
No, it doesn't matter about that. They'll hit you anyway.
I'll probably get this stream will probably get taken down because of how much I've played here.
Anything she's displayed in the past.
Yeah, she could have taken out Thanos on her own if he hadn't initiated a blitz. Nobody else came close.
Well, I'd argue that Captain Marvel came close.
Oh, doesn't that just grind your gears?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, the first words we hear out of Tim. He wakes up early for this stream and he comes on here and he says nothing because he hasn't watched it.
I've said quite a bit, actually.
How does those characters know who almost took out Thanos, though? I mean, there weren't any cameras around.
Yeah.
Also, too, how does she know? She's literally just came back. Like, this is days after the blip, right?
I mean, she works at Sword. She would have had enough intel to be able to show her stuff.
And that's true too. I suppose again it would be in FBI records and things like that.
Yeah, but he had a theory that he didn't get snapped. Because how did he learn that card trick in a couple of weeks, a couple of hours? You know the card trick?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But that's
So
a
he was
callback.
like-
That's a thing with Ant-Man, right? Because that's what he's
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, and he said, how did I learn, or how did Jimmy learn, like, in a couple of weeks how to fucking...
That's a good point. I didn't
do
see
card
that.
trick? Yep.
Was that a thing that was going around?
Yeah, he said it himself.
Oh, what, in one of these episodes?
No, in like on in an interview, and then it got reposted.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Tim, you sounded like you wanted to say something.
No, I was saying I've said quite a bit actually, but I know you were joking. So
Yeah, I was.
There
So
we go.
this is where she figures out that the Kevlar has changed her clothes when she went in there. So again, just to paint the picture, what Wanda's actually doing is every day that's going by, she's changing the time period, she's changing the house, she's changing the people's clothes, and she's inside these people's heads, basically controlling them as like actors on a thing, and it's painful for them. And I want to actually really just skip right to this bit.
Yeah.
I thought this was insane. What do you guys think of this?
I love this
Stig.
scene because they're using a Commodore 64 in it. And the original one, the bread bin Commodore 64.
That's funny.
The highest selling single computer in the world. It was sold for 10 years.
All caps. Hey, Daniel. G'day, mate, by the way.
And I still have mine.
That's
So
cool.
It was
Nice.
fun to see the Commodore 64 screen and stuff when they were.
So how weird was this when they started reading out what it was saying on here from Sword, and everybody in the room started saying it?
High levels of radiation present at perimeter. Effect on Westview residents unknown.
Like, man, this is where it starts to just get real crazy. Like, so, man, it makes my head spin how, like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm so intrigued by it again.
Could it have been something Vision said earlier?
What do you mean?
Well, they were there before Wanda did her spell thing.
No, because they would have gone in first. These agents are the ones that went in first. Just check it out.
Well, I want to know now what's happened to the beekeeper that comes out through the tunnel. Like, did they get him back at Sword? Like, did she completely, like, get him out? In the first time we see him, she rewinds everything. The second time we see him, she goes, no, and nothing happens. I'm very curious. Like, there's still so many little answers for me that haven't been, well, little questions, sorry, for me that haven't been answered.
Yeah, there should be more buzz about that one.
Now, I
Shaking
thought
my head right now at that one, Steve. Fucking hell. Did you get it, Runner?
Sorry. No, I
Did you
didn't.
get it?
That's why I didn't react. Why I went over my head. What did you say, Stig?
I don't know.
He said there should have been more buzz about it.
Ah, funny. that is actually pretty funny.
It's hurting on the inside.
Like this guy here.
Really
yes.
stings.
Really
we need to
stings.
clip that laugh to use.
Talking about clipping my laugh. I'll show it. I may as well. Hold on. Where is it? I'm surprised it got clipped, but it did. Let me.
What the hell?
You're welcome.
That was based off Lyndon's racist comment the other night. All right, let's go back to this. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. All right.
He doesn't get puns, but racism he gets.
Yeah, that's right. You got to, be one to know one, I think. But anyway, I just called myself a racist.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I thought that this was really, really good. Let's get straight back into this. So, Stig, what do you think of this bit? Do you want to tell the people what happens here?
Well, I wasn't surprised by this
Mm-hmm.
because we already kind of knew that, they're being messed with and all. and it's causing them pain and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty straightforward. I was just mesmerized by the Commodore 64.
Oh, look at the
That's
computer.
all that matters to Stig. So in this moment, I'll just explain. I'm again hoping that most of you guys have actually watched this and you guys are loving it as much as I am. But Vision stops Wanda's influence over this guy, you could say. And he starts freaking out about how his sister's sick. How long have I been like this? He really, really just starts freaking out. And then Vision puts him back and allows Wanda to manipulate him again. Yeah. What do you think, Lyndon?
Thought it was pretty cool, and then it's like he can't take it anymore. So Vision's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna put you back under." It's like just being back under sedation because you can't handle the dentist.
You know
Well, again,
what?
Can you imagine all of these people that have been manipulated by Wanda right now going through like what this guy is going through? Like the pain, first of all, they're talking about how much it hurts. And then of course, like he's worried about his sister who's been sick. Like he's wondering how long he's been like this and in this state. Man, it's dark. I think it's awesome. And then as soon as he puts him back, he's got this smile on his face again. Like, yeah, well, everything's good. Back in
They did say that Wanda had used a tremendous amount of power, though, so maybe that's why it's slipping. Because she's maintaining that thing over several days.
Jesus Christ.
Started to lose control.
Yeah. But again, another moment where Vision starts to realize, hang on, something's not right here. Something's going on. Cuts back to this. Let's see. Is there anything really any good in here other than the fact that I want to rip that top off her? Just bust open those buttons. She can leave the straps on.
She can leave the strap on.
Confirmed. Rhino wants the strap on.
That's not what I said, Stig.
You're twisting my words.
Okay, so this is another bit that's really awesome because they figure out like that, especially when the clothes went through, it transformed into that time period. So then they wonder, okay, so what if we send something in that is from that time period? So they send in a drone that they had from the 80s. And of course, it doesn't transform into anything. It doesn't turn into anything. And they're actually able to get this footage. While Monica's trying to talk her down, she's basically saying sort of, what does Wanda say to then make him basically want to fire? Oh, she gets really red eyes. She starts going into psycho mode by the looks of things. But I can't remember what Wanda says.
I don't think she says anything. It's just like...
Oh, that's right. She starts to lose control of the drone. And he's like, fire. Well, we've got like basically the opportunity to take the shot. And when this started coming through, what did I say, Lyndon?
Fuck, I don't remember.
You don't remember? I said, please be Magneto.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Be Magneto that came through here, but it wasn't. It was Wanda with the drone. And this is where her accent comes back. What do you think of this bit, Stig?
I thought it was an awesome scene. And like I said, this is the real Wanda.
Yeah.
From the movies, basically.
Well, basically, she's basically telling them to stay away from her home, the home that she's made. If you stay away from me, I won't harm you or anything like that sort of thing. And, you know, these people... Yeah, get off my lawn, exactly. I did love the bit where she starts getting mad here and she turns all the guys to aim on the director, like all of them. It's what was it a callback to? It's a callback to an X-Men thing, wasn't it? Well, that's right, when Magneto turns all the guns around on all the police officers. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Oh man, they're connecting it. They better do it well. Lyndon, what do you think of this? Did you like this bit?
I was like, wait, that's right. You're like Sokovian and shit again. Your accent's tripping me out.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. Like, just if you're gonna not have it, she lost it after one movie. She literally lost her accent after one movie, so don't bring her back. Awesome. Tim, you got anything to say? Anything to add?
No, that's pretty cool that they did that because that was a pretty awesome scene with Magneto. So
Yeah. But again, this just proves to me that Wanda also really does know what she's doing. Like, she knows, like, again, does anybody have any theories of what she's done here? She goes up to the force field before she goes back through it and she turns it all red. Is this now, like, now no one can come in, like, as opposed to the fact that she was able to sort of get sucked into it before, like, this is like a more sturdy force field?
Red usually tends to mean radioactive, doesn't it?
But it was already radioactive, wasn't it?
Yeah, but more so now, maybe.
She had an American accent in Civil War, yeah. She lost it after one movie. Like,
yeah,
literally, it was Age of Ultron. She had the accent, and then that was it. Never came back. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. We go into the ad. Now, what? How does this connect, Lyndon?
Lagos. So
Lagos.
the Lagos, Nigeria, when they were in the beginning of Civil War, when she blew up that what was it? What's his name? And Crossbones she threw him up the top because he was going to blow himself up and kill Cap. So she threw him up into the air, but then he blew up a building. She blew up a building doing it. Yeah.
Didn't mean to.
I love that last line too.
Didn't mean to. Yeah, she didn't.
Do you know? Lagos. But when you make a mess, you didn't mean to.
Oh my god, that's so right.
Legos. When you make a mess, you didn't mean to. I thought that was really good. They lose their dog. Now, I thought this was really interesting again. So the dog ate too many poisonous leaves off some plant or something. And the boys are asking their mum to bring, like, they know that she can bring people back to life, bring life back to things. Mm-hmm. So they're asking her, and then they start to look at each other like they're going to age because it's too painful to go through this at this age. And she's like, no. She's trying to teach them importance of letting go. And just, the pain is so important. But then I even said when we were watching it, I'm like, man, you need to take a page out of your own book there. Yeah. Like, she's doing exactly the opposite of what she's telling her sons that they need to do. And again, I thought it was a great scene, great dynamic, a great little thing to show how crazy I think Wanda is actually getting.
Mm-hmm. What do you say? What does that do?
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
She's batshit crazy.
She is batshit crazy. And it's really proven in this episode. Vision shows up. Now this is where Vision starts to really question what's going on. The fact that she's going to basically just change the world around them the very next day. She tries to end the show, which I thought was really funny. Did anybody catch any Easter eggs in this casting that was rolling through while these guys were having this argument in the background? I found it so hard to concentrate on what they were actually saying to each other and sort of going through all of this.
No.
Not yet.
I should have just rolled through it, but they get angry and Vision really has a moment here where he's like, I can't remember anything before Westview. Like, what's going on? And he starts to, he knows from being, releasing his co-worker, I can't remember his name, from Wanda's influence, that that she's controlling everything. So again, I was sitting there going, come on, Vision, like, don't be so blind, sort of start figuring this shit out a little bit more. I don't know. What do you guys think about this bit?
I think I want to see him looking like the dead Vision in that shot than compared to that one. But she can't handle it. But I think hello there. Steve, do it.
Hello there.
You do it well. You do it very, very well.
Yeah, he's like, I can't remember anything. So obviously, I don't know, maybe she's tried to stop him from remembering like when he was in the facility, or maybe, I don't know, or he actually generally can't remember. Anyone else thinks he's going to
Romeo and Juliet sort of thing, no happy ending. I think with that, I don't think it's going to be a very happy ending for Wanda, and I think that that's what's going to make her essentially the big bad. And I really hope that they do it, because she is so powerful. She could go absolutely mental. The problem that I see with it is that, again, if you look at the source material, Magneto's the one that actually brings her down, like is able to bring her back from the brink of actually being just killed by everybody, even though she almost can't be killed. Talk about a Mary Sue, eh? She's so powerful. But anyway, I'm really hoping for so much here with this.
I'm getting like a Dark Phoenix vibe from this.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Dark Phoenix movie. I heard it was really, really bad. But are you talking about like the actual Dark Phoenix?
No, the storyline.
Yeah. Vision won't let it go. She's trying to say, do you really think that I'm controlling all of this? And then there's a knock at the door, and he like still thinks that she's actually made somebody knock at the door. And we get one of the most amazing moments. Quicksilver from the X-Men series. Now, as soon as I saw him, I think Lyndon even went, "Wah!" Like, he screamed out or something. He went, "Woohoo!"
I already knew he was coming. I think it was Lethal.
Maybe it was Lethal. But as soon as I saw him, all I wanted to see is just him go, like, now, I'm curious, because this is the thing. He's playing a role in when he shows himself. He comes in, and there's even the audience cheer. You see that there.
I like that, how it's like the Fonz when he walks into the house. You know, in every episode, there has to be that initial cheer. I love that they do that.
But like, even with the audience cheers, it basically means that he's a part of the show. So is he... Obviously, this is official. The multiverse is open. The multiverse is officially open for business. I don't know. What does everybody think? This is essentially the end of the episode. So let's talk about it now.
So the scene, not the scene, but the shots before this where they're arguing or whatever.
Yep.
Here's the way you have to look at it. Either she's lying to him, or she really doesn't know that she's not controlling it. So I don't think she's lying to him. So the second option means if she is controlling it and she's not aware of it, is it because someone is controlling her, or is it because it's subconscious? Is that a logical progression of thought?
This ain't a Luke Skywalker moment at all.
I was going to talk about this. They beat me to it. But I'll tell you why it's not later.
I was just awesome because like the multiverse is now open for business, and they've got to still explain it well. They've got to do it. They've got to do a really good job of this, because again, the universe that he comes from, he is Magneto's son. Her father died from a bomb from Stark Tech. They need to answer some questions still. This is no Luke Skywalker moment, even though Actually, I think this is better than the Luke Skywalker moment, because for me, the Luke Skywalker moment meant nothing. So at least this means something.
Well, was that a good thought I had? Because
Yeah.
she doesn't think she's controlling it. That's what she's saying, and I don't think she's lying. So what does that mean? Is it subconscious, or is someone else kind of pulling her strings some way?
No, when she walks out, she knows that she's controlling this place. She's just trying to keep Vision under wraps because, again, she's got his dead corpse that was sawn into millions of pieces, or not millions, but, it was in pieces. She's trying to really keep this from him. She doesn't want him to know that he is basically just a walking
very
corpse.
selfish.
It's reanimated. That's right. Very selfish. And again, you look at the reaction of that dude in the office when he takes the influence off, and he's freaking out, and he's like, make her stop. It's so painful. Like, you got to make her stop. She knows what she's doing, and it's just selfish. She is being blind to it. And once Sword actually figure out how to destroy this force field thing and uncreate what she's created, and the people in this world are going to freak out, and who knows what's going to happen to her sons. Maybe they just get taken away from her because they end up becoming mutants. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different avenues that they can take here, but the one thing that they need to actually make work is the multiverse. But they've got to, again, explain it well, because they're brother and sister here. He says you got a hug for your long lost brother or something like that. I can't remember the exact line. So they clearly know that they're brother and sister. But again, the universe that he comes from, he is Magneto's son. We haven't seen if he had a sister in that universe either. Maybe he did have a twin sister and we just didn't see her when we watched X-Men.
It's weird that he recognizes her.
Well, she half recognizes him, but it's only, again, after he says, you want to give a hug to your brother. Can your long lost brother get a hug? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thanks, bitch. Hey, man, how you doing, by the way?
So isn't it a bit weird that he recognizes her, though?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, unless, like I said, in the X-Men universe that he comes from, he does have a twin sister that looks exactly like her, that is a mutant with the powers that she's got. But again, the explanation that we've got for her powers is that it came from the Mind Stone.
Yeah,
they experimented on her, and
why does she look exactly the same in that other universe and he doesn't? Because they would both have Magneto as a dad.
Hey, Mara. Yeah.
So she would look different in that other universe because of a different dad.
Is that right? Because we don't see the sister, though, in Days of Future Past.
Still, she shouldn't look exactly like her.
Where did we see her? I don't know. Again, like I said, they've just got to tie it together well, and as long as they do a good job of it, I mean, they're adapting something from the source material, but the problem is that from where they've started from isn't from the source material, so they've got to make it work. And this is the problem with opening up these mystery boxes, is that the payoff, like, this better not be the payoff. We better not be getting a payoff at episode 5, and that's all that we're going to get. And the solution for talking down Wanda is Quicksilver, and Wanda just, okay, I'm back.
No, that's not it.
My brother's back. Like, no, that's what I'm saying, though. This better not be the payoff. There better be a much bigger payoff than this.
I think the payoff is Magneto.
The Luke Skywalker moment, that's right. The Luke Skywalker moment would be Magneto showing up and talking Wanda down. Because, again, that's adapting source material, in my eyes anyway. I don't know. It could end up with that Romeo and Juliet thing where there's no happy ending. But then they may need to make Wanda the big bad. And she can be a tyrant. Like, these...
Well,
Falcon. Okay, let's go through it for a second. Bucky and Falcon couldn't beat her in a heartbeat. Thor is probably the only one that could come close to beating her, I think.
Captain Marvel.
Star-Lord, none of the Guardians could. Black Widow couldn't. I'm just trying to think who's actually a really powerful mutant. The only other people are obviously X-Men.
Wait, are you asking who could beat her mutant or not?
I suppose. Why? Who are you thinking?
Doctor Strange might give her a run for her money.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they're going to be in a movie together.
I still think that she's more powerful than Strange.
She might be more powerful, but he's really good at what he does.
But
you know?
even if he was to create like one of those mirror dimensions or whatever, I reckon she could just pull herself out of that.
Maybe,
I mean, maybe he could try and keep it a secret from her for a little while, but I don't think that he would be able to.
Well, what about Jean Grey?
What?
Jean Grey.
Well, again, she could beat her 100%. The Phoenix could take her down easily, I think. What does the chat think? Who would win in a fight? Wanda or the Phoenix?
Wanda.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon Jean would beat her. I don't know. I don't think the Hulk. I don't think the Hulk could beat her. I don't think she could beat the Hulk, but I don't think the Hulk could beat her, if that makes sense. Like there's nothing that I don't think she could do. Oh no, that's not true. She could pick him up and literally tear him apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ant-Man can fly up her nose and then grow big.
Yeah, I don't think she'd actually allow that. I reckon she'd.
Well, if he's tiny enough, she won't know.
He goes into the molecules.
It turns into COVID.
Double miniaturizes himself again.
Yeah. She wasn't wearing a mask, so she.
Ron thinks the Phoenix would win.
I'm trying to find this tweet. Someone told me. I did a video on this last year about how Scott Derrickson left the project of Doctor Strange 2, and I said, "Well, it looks like Wanda's going to be the antagonist for Doctor Strange 2." And some chick tweeted me, was like, "You have no idea what you're talking about. That's such bullshit. There's no chance in hell." I'm like, "All right, I want to save this," and I can't fucking find it.
Yeah, see, it is tough to pick who would win between those two, because they are probably two of the most powerful mutants. Like, I think the Phoenix is clearly more powerful than Xavier, clearly more powerful than Magneto. But I reckon so is Wanda. Wanda's way more powerful than Magneto and Wheels. Charles.
Wheels.
Hey, Charles. My cats are named after Eric and Charles, if anyone out there that didn't know. I think most people do.
Oh, that's nice. Well, we're not talking about cosmic characters, right? Because there's probably a couple of those that would also give her a run for her money.
Yeah.
Well, Captain Marvel's a proper Mary Sue.
Who are you thinking, Tim?
I don't know. There's like
Galactus.
Galactus.
Yeah.
The Watcher is not supposed to do anything but watch, but we know he has anyway before. He's been enticed to act. You got Beyonder. Who the hell else?
Has anybody heard? I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
I'd have to look that up in
Interesting
my book.
name.
Blake, I'm going to have to get you on one of these streams. Maybe if you're up for it, maybe next week you can come on. You seem to know a fair bit about this stuff, and it would be good to get your thoughts on it. I'd love to have a chat with you too.
Oh, that's why I don't know who that is. It's a new character.
With your tracking phone.
He's taking the piss.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe he looks like it looks like Mitch Dyer, his character.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, he
Silver
does.
Surfer. There's one that would actually give.
There's another cosmic one, yeah.
Wanda a run for his money.
Mm-hmm.
Modok.
No, Doctor Doom would not beat her. No, Doctor Doom
No.
wouldn't beat either of them. Phoenix and Wanda would annihilate him in a second, I would think.
Someone cosmic, Phoenix.
Yeah, Biggles. Wanda is top 10 most powerful. I
think why Captain Marvel wouldn't, because based on Endgame, Captain Marvel, she didn't have the same power over Thanos that Wanda did. She literally just picked him up and started stripping his armor off. Whereas Captain Marvel got yeeted by the fucking Power Stone, so he still had a chance to beat the fuck out of her. So no, Captain Marvel.
The Sentry has the same type of power?
I think it's the Sentry, like Sentry.
The Sentry?
He would smoke her, so it is a character. Sentry? I haven't heard of that.
Well, that other one that Blake brought up is a new character from less than 20 years ago, and I stopped comics maybe around 02,
okay.
so I'm like, who the hell is that? So
Beyonder.
yeah, that's what I said earlier, Beyonder. Yeah. Who is Sentry is one that doesn't ring a bell.
Dormammu. Yeah.
Another new character. Well, roughly new, 2000. So I probably just didn't get into that title.
Sentry is a beast. See, I'm gonna have to look into some of these characters, especially it depends on what they bring in. It really depends on how they explain this. I mean, I was actually hoping. What was the character that they were talking about that might have had an influence over Wanda?
Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually hoping that that's still something in this.
Pretty sure it might.
I'm pretty sure it won't either. But
no,
Mephisto,
I said might. Pretty sure it might. Something's gonna happen. He was supposed to be. So he's in the original comic arc of the Gauntlet. Infinity Gauntlet arc, and he comes in. He's just tells Thanos is like snap, and he's standing right next to him. But they didn't want to put Mephisto because it's going to be too much to deal with, like with that whole arc for those movies. So they're going to bring him in 100% for Doctor Strange 2. I mean, they have to, but he might even make an appearance at the end of this.
I think Blue-Eyed Scorpio is implying that Kathleen Kennedy would be able to beat any of these characters.
Only she brings her faction with her.
I love it. It's so funny. I couldn't give two shits about Star Wars right now.
Oh, speaking of which, can we spend a few minutes talking about why this wasn't Luke Skywalker?
Go for it.
Well, look, as soon as I saw this, I'm like, that's what's going to be said, and I was going to talk about it at the end, and then Fox brought it up. But yeah, it's totally not the same thing. It's completely different. So number one, this is more of a plan. Obviously, Luke Skywalker was not a plan. Like we saw that interview with Favreau a couple weeks back, and he admitted, no, it wasn't a plan. So number one, this is a plan. This is part of what they're doing in this storyline, right? Mm-hmm. It's her brother from another multiverse. We knew it was going to happen somehow, some way. So that's one difference. And second, he's how popular of a character is Quicksilver? The difference would be this. Let's say this first season was mildly successful and stuff, and then in the second season they're like, gosh, we got to do something here because people didn't like Captain Marvel. They were kind of ambivalent toward Endgame. So let's bring Captain America in the very last episode. It would be like a Captain America thing, not Quicksilver.
Yeah,
it's just not the same thing.
People
are kind of projecting their thing. No, not at all. Like saying, "Oh, you guys like this, but you didn't like Luke Skywalker." Bullshit.
I completely agree, and that's going to be some people's narrative out there. And unfortunately, it's not the same thing. And if you're trying to spin that to try and make it the same thing, grow up. Like honestly, people just need to actually acknowledge things for what they are. Anyway, yes. Anthony, thank you for being here. Has this actually been confirmed that she is the big bad in the Doctor Strange movie? I didn't think it was
the rumor.
It was the rumor, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been confirmed. So again, rumors.
It's a confirmed rumor.
You know what? My sources, being Eric and Charles, which are authorities on this, are letting me know that it's a possibility that she could be the big bad. So they're just confirming that it's a possibility.
Well, it's a multiverse, so it's probably Luke Skywalker.
I just wanted to reference my sources.
Is one of the cats red and the other one is it?
Yeah. I'm curious about, like, could they bring the Fantastic Four into this?
Well, they already talked about Fantastic Four with Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, I think it was, or is it the other one? I don't know. He's flying. Yeah, I think it's 2 when he's flying through. He's swinging through New York.
Twice.
And the old Avengers Tower is now bought by the Fantastic Four, apparently.
Oh, that would fit.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is going to happen to her kids? Okay, let me just give my thoughts on this, and if anybody else wants to chime in, they can. Either they are actually real, they get in there, because she's now being treated like a terrorist, she will be taken away from her kids, which will make her even more crazy. Or they aren't actually real, and when they take it away, they disappear or something, and she goes crazy.
What if they're scrolls or something?
No, that can't be possible.
Really?
Why?
Well, we've seen them be born in this show. Like, can that really be the case? Do you really think Skrulls got into this universe? I don't. I mean, I guess the multiverse is open now, so anything is possible. But
they were in the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Skrulls could be sword agents. That's 100%. They could be some of the sword agents. That's definitely a possibility.
If they make her a villain, I hope they don't make her look like she looked like as a villain in the comics, because she was kind of ugly, like a short boy haircut and stuff.
I'm kind of with Mara on this. I don't see how they can introduce the X-Men and Fantastic Four into it now, especially with the unreference to mutants. But not only that, like how they've actually changed some of these characters' backstories from what they were originally, and how then they are going to connect it. And that's the one thing that does have me a little worried about this, because the storytelling that we have seen recently is just brushed over. I mean, let's get an explanation for why Palpatine's still alive, right? The dark side is what does he say? Pathway to some abilities, some consider to be unnatural. That's not an explanation, and that's the standard of writing that things like the Mandalorian do give us, and it's coming out of Disney again. Because of what we got out of the MCU, I'm giving it a little bit more hope and a little bit more faith. But
how do
they do it?
The Marvel stuff isn't supposed to be one single continuity either.
That's true.
It's being rebooted left and right all the time.
This isn't Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars is different.
Hold on. So what Mara's saying here, the way they're explaining this, if she is kind of, or someone is merging realities, then wouldn't that explain why they weren't there? Not that I like that explanation, but I think that's kind of where they're going with it.
They weren't there during Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Blake's onto something there. I think the director could be a Skrull. That's actually a very good point. There's a couple of things with him that I think he could be a bad guy.
Yeah, but Skrulls, I don't know. They haven't set up Skrulls to be bad.
Man,
they're fighting with Captain Marvel.
Imagine if he's Mephisto.
I
don't know how that can be. Like, again, they'd have to write it really well, but because Mephisto's a massive part of Wanda's story. She sells, like, I can't remember. I needed to read it again. Anyway. all round, I thought that this was a great episode. I've really started to really like the series. The first 3 episodes, I still think I'll go back and watch them once this thing's over. I think I'll go back and watch the whole thing. But, man, there's still so much to be answered. And they've only got 4 more episodes to do it in.
Will the other shows tie into this one?
There's everything.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that it does because it's good. It's good enough.
Oh my God, Tim.
What?
Don't read.
Oh my God. It gets up on the screen for a second.
Jesus Christ. What's next? Falcon Winter Soldier, then Loki. So Loki looks weird because he kind of enters like in Rick and Morty when he enters that time cop area where they holding Soul. It's gonna be weird. He's time jumping.
He's the only one from Endgame where they've actually screwed up the timeline.
Well,
Screwed
they
up what
changed-
actually happens. They changed something from that point. That's right. But again, I wonder what that means for what actually happened with Thanos getting all the things together to actually do the original snap. Anyway.
Well, he actually was working with Loki during Avengers, so he would have known where to find him anyway. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know.
So hang on a second. We got Winter Soldier coming, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any movies in between that and where's Doctor Strange? Is that coming out before Winter Soldier?
No, it's down the line. No, Doctor Strange is 2022. Look, I just had it up before. So you got Shang-Chi, you got Black Widow, you got Eternals, then you got Spider-Man 3. Yeah, then you got Spider-Man 3, then Doctor Strange 2. Yep.
Endgame makes no sense.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Lyndon?
Do you want me to fucking jump off again like I did last time? You go on me for fucking. You just want to trigger me. Yeah, thanks, Mara. Go fuck yourself.
I will say I am concerned a little bit about this. Again, I'm with Tim. Everyone's going to come out and go, "Oh, this is the Luke Skywalker moment." Man, I didn't sit here and cry because fucking Peter showed up. Like, it's nothing like the Luke Skywalker moment whatsoever.
Nothing.
And again, like I said, this scene was better than the Luke Skywalker moment in my eyes. This scene made more sense, and it still makes no fucking sense. But this scene made more sense being here than what happens in that Luke Skywalker scene.
Yep.
So don't give me the shit that this is the Luke Skywalker scene. This is better than the Luke Skywalker scene.
Yeah, and Marvel wasn't completely destroyed before this scene. So this scene didn't save Marvel.
Yeah, it's not Captain America. It's not one of their top tier guys showing up, at the 11th hour, acting illogically and not even in line with his character, which is what Luke did.
My sources confirm that there's actually a civil war between Lucasfilm and Marvel right now. Feige and Favreau are going head to head. Favreau's actually pissed off. No, this has been confirmed. Favreau's actually pissed off because Kevin Feige took over the MCU that he started creating, and he's now going after him with The Mandalorian. Confirmed, by the way. And I'm guessing that you're laughing at this.
Yes, go to the next one.
You want to fight, Mara?
Next one.
Come at me, bro. Funny ass.
Oh, wow.
Lyndon Swole. Yeah, I honestly think that this is better than this show is better written than The Mandalorian is.
Obviously, I mean, low bar, but even so, this is
Even
the opposite end of the spectrum.
Even season 2 of the Teletubbies is better written than The Mandalorian.
Please don't tell us you have that on DVD, by the way.
KFC car park. Yeah, man. Any last thoughts? I suppose on this. Any last predictions or theories?
Yeah. So there was I don't want to bring up spoilers, but it was a leak clip for, I think it's the next week's episode, and it is gonna get fucking nuts. Like, if you thought that was okay, it's gonna get like. I'm not gonna say anything more because it's just gonna get fucking nuts. Okay.
I love spoilers, so in the back room, tell us later.
Yeah, I've seen that same thing that you're talking about. Yeah, it still doesn't. It actually opens more questions up from what I saw from that. So again, they've got 4 episodes to at least settle this enough and leave me intrigued enough that maybe I want the next thing. That want to see Doctor Strange more. I mean, I'm going to see that because I love the first Doctor Strange movie, but yeah, they need to make sure that they settle this quite well. And bringing Peter in is a big risk, because they've already screwed the story. So they need to make sure that the way that they adapt this, it makes sense. Anyway, there's no season 2. This is it. This is all we get. Anyway, I'm loving it. I don't know what's to come. I don't know how to answer any questions. It's not a Luke Skywalker moment, and it's better than that. And that's really it.
Yeah, fake news.
Fake news. Now, what? I'm just trying to think, because I don't really want to. There's a. You guys watched Honest Trailers before, right? Through Screen Junkies.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, so they did one for Mandalorian season 2. I've watched it. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. There's a couple of funny moments in there. I just love the way that they do these. I think they're great. They even make fun of stuff they like, mind you, and good movies. So, if you like The Mandalorian and you watch this and you don't spurg out. It's okay. But I don't want to get into that straight away. Like, what Star Wars news did we have this week? I've been so out of it. I've had a lot of other shit going on.
They royally fucked up even more. They're having an offshoot group of Jedis called Wayfinders.
Yep.
Wayfarers or something like that, and they're gray Jedi.
Oh yeah, they are. I talked about this about 3-4 months ago on Twitter. It's their way somethings. Yeah.
Wayfarers.
I did see that. They're basically trying to bring Grey
something
Jedi
else.
into it. But they tried to say that they're bringing back like the return of Grey Jedi. Grey Jedi has never been a thing. Grey Jedi should never be a thing. I understand why people like the idea of Grey Jedi, but if you actually look at the continuity of how the dark side and the light side, thank you, Tim, the dark side and the light side actually work. If you enter in Grey Jedi, it fucks everything. Yeah. Balance means that there is no dark side. It doesn't mean that you don't say that there's not a dark side. You actually acknowledge the fact that you have a dark side. You actually then acknowledge the fact that you don't allow that dark side to have any control over you. And that is essentially being a balanced. That's
Grey
how
Jedi,
I see it.
Grey Jedi started the early 2000s. And it was gamers that started it. When you played video games, you could level up your characters, in Jedi Knight, in Jedi Academy and KOTOR and stuff.
Yeah.
People were saying they were creating a gray Jedi by focusing 50-50 on light side and dark side powers in the game.
Then you had...
Yeah, that's where it came from. It's that dumb.
Yeah, then you had idiots coming out with a gray Jedi code. It's like there's no gray Jedi order. I mean, come on.
Yeah, George Lucas said it. There's no gray Jedi. You're a Jedi.
Well, there's even a thing that George says that balance means no dark side.
Yeah,
that's balance.
Yeah, the presence of the Sith It's the imbalance because
As soon as you bring in,
it's like a force cancer.
yeah, as soon as you bring in Grey Jedi, it fucks with the whole concept of the way that we know that what balance is within the Force. Anyway,
So
I
have
was ridiculous.
I have a passage from one of the books when I downloaded that sampler about Wayseeker. I think it's from Claudia Gray. Claudia, may the Force be with you, Gray Jedi, right? So, do you want me to read it really quick? It's like only 2 paragraphs, short ones. So it says, I guess you pronounce this name Wreath, kind of like the Christmas decoration. Wreath only knew Orla Jareni by reputation, but that reputation was a memorable one. Orla had recently declared herself a Wayseeker, a Jedi who would operate independently of the dictates of the Jedi Council. Some Jedi, from time to time, found themselves drawn to a period of solitary action, whether that meant meditation on a mountaintop, helping revolutionaries on a tyrant-ruled world, or even, in one legendary instance, becoming a minor singing sensation on Alderaan.
Are you kidding?
No, this is from a book. A storybook, not like a reference book. All paths could lead to a deeper understanding of the Force. Wreath had heard. Personally, he didn't buy it. Still, if the Jedi Council respected Orla's decision, so would he. It seems she felt her path led to the frontier. Okay.
Question. Where the fuck is Star Wars being saved in this?
Yeah.
Because they're burning Star Wars at both ends now.
Yep.
This isn't... Where's the Civil War preventing this?
And did you see Ryan's video on a KOTOR remake? So, you know, how is that even going to fit into, if they try to do this continuity, how is that even going to fit into it when they're blazing hyperspace trails 200 years before, and it's 4,000 years approximately before New Hope with KOTOR. So
if KOTOR 3 happens and it ties into Disney, then it also has to tie into KOTOR 1 and 2, right? And in KOTOR 1, you can go to Tatooine and all kinds of Outer Rim places. But that shouldn't be possible because there's no hyperspace lanes there.
Is there even a Disney like version of a map? Like, you know how if you
it's tiny.
Oh god, of course it is.
Yeah.
Man, I can't handle some of the shit that's going on at the moment within Star Wars.
Though with KOTOR, I see a lot of people that hate Disney are going, yeah, give us KOTOR 3. And I'm like, you idiots. If they do that, they're going to Disneyfy KOTOR and ruin it. Right? Disney giving out KOTOR 3 is not going to be a good thing. I mean,
it's just not. Again, the proof of how bad they know Star Wars is obviously in the writing. You look at what Tim just read, and you look at, there's so many things
you have to start
that have issues.
Though, I mean,
but see, this is the thing. I look at the reporting of this Civil War thing, right? I look at the Civil War that's going on as something that the fans actually want to hear. I would love it if there was actually like somebody going right up against Kathleen Kennedy and what she wants. But I would only care about that if the person that was actually doing that was actually able to keep continuity and lore in check. Everything that I've seen so far from Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, thank you, John and Dave, my fucking ass, is destruction of lore and canon. In the process of them giving us nostalgia bait again, shame me once. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Like, don't get fooled again out there, guys. You're basically preparing yourselves to be ass fucked again without lube. Again. Like, it's not the structure of what Star Wars is.
Yeah, but at this point, though,
Civil War. You think that there's things going on from side to side. I know there's people out there that disagree with me, and that's fine. I disagree with those people and what they're saying about the Civil War crap. right?
At this point, though,
And
the
then-
audience is so dumbed down they don't even realize that
Well,
they're
that's
getting
it.
ass
Their standard. I was talking about this. Citizen 333 was doing a stream. There was only 3 people there watching, but I was in there and I was having a chat with them. And you know, I've said it once. I've said it a million times now. George made Star Wars for normies who was able to keep the lore and the continuity in check for the hardcore fans, right? That's the one thing that Disney can't do. It's the one thing. Jon Favreau's heart might be in the right place. He might want to save Star Wars. The problem is that the people, the lore keepers that he's got to go to are Pablo Hidalgo, Dave Filoni, and they obviously don't give a fuck
At all.
about that shit. That
All you
either
have to
that
do
or
is-
they honestly don't know, which I don't believe that they don't know.
Oh, they know.
All you have to do is look at Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and Rebels and compare him to the Darth Maul in the books and Star Wars Episode 1. 2 completely different characters.
Oh, look, man, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start making videos and just start saying I got sources that, you know, it seems that they've confirmed it, but it's a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. That's all I have to say. I don't have to reveal who those. I'm not saying the Doomcock is lying or whatever, right? But all I am saying is I can't see how this. And then you get the rumors of Luke Skywalker. Okay, let me just talk about this really quickly. I'm sorry. Luke Skywalker, the rumor about him, and they're going to retcon his story to make the sequels better, is absolute garbage. I don't know what people think that that's going to achieve.
He's still going to die from a Force overdose, which isn't even possible.
He's still going to suck soy from the titty.
Yeah.
He's still you've still got to be able to sit there and watch Leia do her Leia Poppins shit. It's not just repairing Luke Skywalker. But the problem is that the message that has been sent to Disney is that, yes, all you need to do is give us good, nice, flashy Luke Skywalker with a CGI face. We're back, baby.
Yeah, and I want to say this, and gosh, it's really tough to say because it's borderline. Let's just borderline. So if they remember that wacky plan they came up with where he did it all because of Grogu and all that stuff, that detail plan. If they do that, if they do that and it's anywhere near accurate and people buy that and they say, okay, you know, I criticized Last Jedi from 2017 up until about 4 months ago, I will respect the people even less. I'm sorry to say that, but that's you're fooling yourself.
Well,
you're justifying it. You're trying to rationalize your like of.
This is the thing with that, Tim, is I look at like The Mandalorian. There were people out there who were criticizing the sequels for certain aspects of the sequels that didn't just have to do with the destruction of characters. It had to do with the destruction of lore. And if somebody bought something up, they'd be in complete agreement with them.
Yeah.
Right? But The Mandalorian gets a pass because why? It's got a showrunner that's his heart's in the right place. Okay. So that's all they need is they just need to employ somebody that their heart's in the right place. They can keep going to Pablo Hidalgo and Dave Filoni and get their, you know, can I do this within the laws and the rules of Star Wars? Can I do this? Yes, without actually going, no, you can't do that because they need to actually leave the planet before they can jump into hyperspace or whatever it is. I always bring that one up because that's the one that's right in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm wondering if a lot of people are, a lot of those people that are saying the Mandalorian's going to fix things, I'm starting to think they're more fans of the Clone Wars than actual Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like that.
Stig, this is the thing. I was a fan of Clone Wars. But I will say, in my defense of that, is I never read the EU. I never had anything else. So it was decent. At least George, I could sit there and go, okay, this is how George wanted to tell the story of the Clone Wars. Now, I know that we all know that he wanted Ahsoka dead at Order 66. And it probably should have happened that way, right? But no, you know, Dave wants to make sure that he's got another couple of years of masturbation moments. You know, it's just, it's in my eyes, it's absolute, all of it's nearly becoming garbage because they're trying to tie it all together. They're trying to do what the MCU is doing and they're failing miserably at that. They can't connect the stuff. You got dark sabers that can be handed over, but now they can't. They need to be fought for. Okay, so the laws changed in that time. That's all they need to say. They'll put in a book that, okay, Mandalorians changed their law in this moment to actually have to fight for the dark saber. Like,
yeah, it seems like all of Pablo Hidalgo's reference books are more about coming up with explanations for stuff they fuck up on the screen rather than going to the story group ahead of time and asking them, hey, is this okay? Because they obviously don't do that. Or if they do, it's like politically incorrect to tell like a director or writer, hey, you got this wrong, you know?
but okay, this is the other thing that I actually wanted to just quickly talk about with these rumors and that sort of thing. It's not really a rumor. It's sort of been something that's been sort of conjured up that they're going to use the World Between Worlds to retcon or do something.
Yes.
At what moment are they going to insert the World Between Worlds?
Ahsoka,
Like-
the series.
No, I understand that. I mean, based on the images of Ahsoka, it's probably going to have a little bit of a tie to that. But I'm not saying when are they going to use it. What I'm saying is, what moment are they going to go to in the sequels or go to change what actually happens in the sequels to retcon it? Now, from what we've seen with the World Between Worlds, is it's not a multiverse. Everything that we hear and see when Ezra is in the World Between Worlds is from stuff that we've seen.
Yep.
Right? All the voiceovers, everything. So that you can only go to timelines within the one continuity, within the one timeline. So you can't just go back and go, Luke, don't kill your nephew in his sleep because that's going to turn him to the dark side.
Well, actually, that won't even work.
Hang on, Stig, because that makes Palpatine still alive.
Yeah, but it doesn't work anyway because, like Yoda says, the future is always in motion. So if you see something in the World Between Worlds that happens in the future, 3 minutes later that might change by itself because of circumstances. So that won't even work because that would actually go against Star Wars lore.
Yeah.
Probably just after when they saw the tube of Snoke in Mando. Didn't they see that?
Well,
You're going to be like, oh, well, he's
know,
creating a new Snoke killing.
They're not going to tie Mandalorian to the sequels. So stupid. I don't know if that was even really a thing, but it seems like Favreau doesn't want to touch the sequels. He's just going to stay away from that for as long as possible. Blah 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 blah. G'day, Subhuman. How you doing, man?
That's not going to fix anything, is it?
No, neither of those examples actually fix anything. Whether or not the Grogu thing, Luke did what he did to protect Grogu, but we never get a reference of him in the sequels. When he flicks the switch and he's talking to Rey in The Rise of Skywalker and saying, I trained Leia, blah, 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 blah. He never goes, but I did what I did because Grogu needed protecting. It's just them rewriting the script. And again, just you changing the narrative in your head. I'd love to see it in the chat. If they just change the narrative in your head from Luke doing what he did because he went to kill his nephew to Luke doing what he did to save Grogu, does that fix it for you? Are you going to be able to sit there and watch that movie just by changing the narrative in your head? I know I've asked this before, and I think I know the answer from most people.
Even that wouldn't work because Luke tells Rey why he tried to kill.
Exactly.
So you'd have to go back and reshoot scenes for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to happen.
And now we're getting, I thought I heard something about, there's unused footage of the three of them on screen together. Blah, 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 blah. Han, Luke, and Leia. Oh, man. You guys out there, you're clutching onto straws and you're hoping for these things. You don't think I would love the fact that there's footage out there of those three together? I can't believe that for a second.
Well, Mark Hamill says there isn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it would have to happen in episode 7. And Mark said the only thing he filmed was that bit at the island. That's it. Mm-hmm. It could not have been from episode 8 because Han Solo's dead.
And Luke is a bumbling idiot.
Yeah,
that just went to an island
guys, Mark Hamill's a liberal. He's a leftist, and we can't believe him. So there's hope.
Makes him a Nazi, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
that's the other side. Sorry.
Yeah.
Again, this is why, like, I'm not holding back anymore. I'm not holding out for any hope with Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars to me isn't Star Wars. It's this show, badly written, badly executed, badly maintained within continuity and lore that has this label of Star Wars on it. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less.
Mm-hmm.
And it's horrible. I hate even saying that.
Yeah.
You don't, man. You got no idea how much I want to love Star Wars again.
It's Star Wars for the lowest common denominator.
So bad.
It's what here's the thing. It's what they think Star Wars was, and that's how they're making it. You know, they think all the fans were a bunch of dumb idiots, and that's kind of how they're making Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Star Wars has never been that way. You know, people think, oh yeah, space movie, and you know, it's the hero's journey, but really simple. It's a lot deeper than that. And if you think that, then you're a fucking idiot.
I also want to point this out again. If you like The Mandalorian, you're allowed to like it. But the one thing that I will say is if you criticized the sequels for any of the law-breaking issues in regards to hyperspace, in regards to, let's say, wayfinders are the closest thing I think the sequels give us to tracking fobs, then you can't, like, I question your sanity. Because there's so many similarities to the damage that they do in Mando, to the damage that they do in the sequels. The only difference is, in Mandalorian, they throw in the nostalgia characters, whereas in the sequels, they destroy the nostalgia characters. That's the only difference between Mando and the sequels. The only difference.
Oh, they destroyed Boba Fett.
Oh, and sorry, the Mando also gives us techno music. Which the sequels didn't.
I mean, they completely cucked him. I mean, that scene where he was chastised, that's almost identical to the Poe versus Holdo scene when Leia and Holdo are chastising Poe.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost the same thing that happened to Boba Fett, only he got physically beaten up.
Yeah, she did a wrestling move on him, a tornado DDT.
It wasn't woke enough, Stig. That's the problem.
Well, you do
it wasn't woke enough. I love it. I love it how a couple of weeks before that scene, it was like, oh, at least we're not talking about it being woke. And then, like, literally, like one of the next episodes is like one of the wokest things, but it's not bad because we got Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, we're not supposed to.
We're not supposed to talk about that because it's Luke Skywalker. Oh, and Cara Dune. I mean, Gina Carano's in it. Yeah,
so I
love Gina Carano. I love the way that she's gone about her business in regards to not kneeling to the dickheads out there on Twitter. And she's been really good to the fans. I love what she's done. I love how she went on Drunk 3PO and did all the interview and all of that. I loved it all. She's awesome. It doesn't mean that her character's a good character. That's why I didn't contribute in the hashtag We Love Cara Dune. Oh, I fucking hate that. I fucking hate Cara Dune. I'm sorry. Gina Carano is fucking awesome. But Cara Dune in this, she might be actually probably the best character in Mandalorian. I probably maybe agree with that. But it doesn't mean that she's been written well at all.
The character's almost shit, though. I mean, she's a veteran of the Endor battle, and she didn't know that lumber could harm the AT-AT.
Yeah.
You know, and then she doesn't recognize Luke, who was her commanding officer at Endor.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing that I hated was in that last episode, how they're literally running down hallways, blasting people, not ducking, not taking cover. Then she has this moment where a gun jams, and then she does this, thing and beats the shit out of them when they could have just shot her about 10 times in that time. I'm just over it. And again, these people out there that want to hold Star Wars to that standard, what am I fighting for? I'll just stick with the EU and talk about how this garbage is just garbage. I'll just continue saying it. I'll continue doing as much as I don't even want to do videos. Like I said, this whole week, I'm like, all right, I got to do a video about the Luke Skywalker rumors, about the, him just doing what he did to save Grogu. And I got to do the World Between Worlds. I'll do that in the same video. By the time I actually got home from work, ate dinner, and actually went to sit down and record, I'm like, man, I don't even fucking care. These people don't. These people aren't going to listen to me if Luke Skywalker can show it with CGI face and literally say absolutely nothing to these people, right? When he could actually, he was so out of character in that moment when you actually think about it. And we lost him. He's so out of character. Luke. And I'm not holding my tongue anymore. It's fucking garbage. Absolute garbage. And I find it funny, like I've been watching a lot of EFAP recently, because again, they're the ones that aren't being blinded by nostalgia, right? They literally are calling Mandalorian Batwoman with a budget. It's so badly written. Bad, horrible storytelling. Bad, horrible law-breaking issues.
Well, that's how you win awards these days.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Can you do any more dick sucking? Like, honestly. Honestly. And, you know, I've talked about the IMDb score. Well, you know, the IMDb score, it literally shows Lucasfilm that that's all they need to do. It literally shows me that everybody is still so very clouded by nostalgia. And again, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Think about that when you're watching. This is the thing. People can't see how bad this is. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know. Anyway, anyone else got anything more to say about Star Wars before?
Well, yeah, here's a story. So I was on a podcast. Sorry I dropped out. My internet went out for about 30 seconds, but I was on a podcast about G.I. Joe with some guys I've known for about 15 years online. And, you know, they're not connected into this type of stuff like we are. So, but they're also on board with Luke Skywalker sucked. But we have some other friends that think it was the greatest thing ever. And after we recorded the podcast, we're talking about The Mandalorian. And they're like, yeah, we didn't like it. We didn't like Luke Skywalker. But I'm like, why? And they really couldn't name any good reasons why. And then I started pointing out all this stuff that we've been talking about. And they're like, holy shit, like you're giving us ammo to go and talk to our other friends about, hey, this is why it sucks. So I think when people really look at it and they realize, and maybe on repeat viewings, they'll start noticing this stuff. Like, so you're telling me Luke showed up on that cruiser, took the kid and left. And it's like, you know, he didn't say anything. Hey, who's this guy with this armor? It looks like my father's armor. And what are you going to do with him? You know, and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, good
in the middle of nowhere with a moth on it.
Yeah, so it was really interesting interacting with people that don't take it to the level we do. But when you point it out to them and they're reasonable people, they say, yeah, that's a really good point. So it was fun to talk about it with some people that were completely disconnected, yet still reasonable enough that they would admit that, yeah, those are good points of criticism on the show.
Yes. But another thing that I also just wanted to quickly point out in regards to the EFAP guys, they said something, EFAP 122, if you want to go back and watch it. And I do highly recommend that you watch it. They cover mostly the Mandalorian in it.
Nice.
7 hours. So it's a long stream, but it's really, really good. They open up. So it's actually pretty much very early on in the stream. But Rags basically says, if you want good Star Wars, you're not going to get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and he's very harsh with how he goes about what he says when he says it. But he's completely right. He talks about Star Wars theory and crying over Luke Skywalker, and, you know, Shadowversity kind of defended him a little bit, because I think with a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that I can't remember what I was actually saying. I lost my train of thought. So sorry. Oh, shit.
What time is it there? Like 3?
No, it's only 2.
Okay.
It's still 2 in the morning. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, go and watch EFAP 122. Yes, Anna. 7 hours is short for EFAP. That's funny. And hello, by the way. yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm with Star Wars. It really does annoy me. I really want to enjoy Star Wars, but Mando for me, like I said, it just does as much lore breaking as the sequels. It doesn't do any character destruction, but it gives you character nostalgia, and that's really it.
So on a positive note, what's the next EU book on your list?
I got to start getting into. I've really actually got to start reading the Jedi Academy series, and the problem is that I'm very big.
It's abridged.
Yeah, I'm a big audiobook person, and because it is abridged, I'm gonna have to just buy the books, I think, and just sit down and read them. But yeah, I think
I would record them as an audiobook for you, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah, no, I understand. I really want to start moving forward in the timeline. Like, I've read the Revan stuff now, and I love Revan's one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
So Revan, I've gone back and I've done Plagueis a fair few times, and I've done the Bane series a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the Thrawn trilogy, the original Thrawn trilogy, a fair few times. That's probably one of my favorites. I've done the one that Stig recommended, which is the Shadow Hunter.
Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
The Darth Maul one. That is a very, very awesome book. If anyone hasn't read that, it ties into the Plagueis novel. And yeah,
have you
really.
done Rise of Vader and the Kenobi book?
Oh, I've done Kenobi, correct. And I've also done, yes, The Rise of Vader.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
I've done that too. I did notice Drunk 3PO here. Hey, Drunk 3PO. Just a quick reminder for everyone too, 10th of February, they're doing their charity stream on Drunk 3PO's channel. Go over and I can't remember the I know it's for human trafficking, but I can't remember the name of the actual fundraiser. I apologize. Anyway, anyone else? You got anything left to say about Star Wars, Tim?
No, that's about it. Yeah, I would recommend Jedi Academy, and then pretty much skip the rest of the Bantam books for now, and then, or except for the Hand of Thrawn duology, because some very important stuff happens in that, and then maybe kind of jump into the Del Rey era.
Okay,
that's my recommendation, and then you can go back and read the other Bantam stuff later as kind of like, you know, supplemental books.
Yeah, do Jedi Academy trilogy and then the Hand of Thrawn duology, which is unabridged on Audible.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then go full steam ahead into the new Jedi Order books.
Okay,
because they're amazing. It's 19 books.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what I want. I want to actually get. I want to know Jaina and Jason Solo's stories. I kind of know a lot of their story, but I do want to like really get into it. And I've heard that there's some really great moments in there. One thing that I also wanted to say, everyone in the chat, is Tim, Open Airlock Policy, has been doing some great, he's called them expanded university videos. And he goes into a lot of lore and just, what was the main topic of the one that you just dropped? I did watch it, but I was sort of like, I was doing stuff while listening to it. It was really good, but again, I got to go back and watch it again. They're that good.
It was more or less like state-sponsored racism on the part of the Empire, and kind of in the real world, when did they make that a thing? You know,
man,
because really it seems like it's always been there. But when did they outright say, yeah, you know, the Empire are anti-alien racists? It's the longest video I've ever put out. I think it's almost 18 minutes long. So I think Stieg will recommend it too. I think it's almost like I'm making videos for Stieg, because if Stieg likes them, then everyone will. So
yeah, I did, and I tweeted it out. And
well, the other thing too is it's another good one that you can actually sit there and sort of just, you know, listen to what you're talking about. I mean, there are visual aids and there are things, but there's things that you read out as well. It's really, really good. Like I said, everyone go over to Tim, Open Airlock Policy, and go and give him a sub. And
I promote Imperial racism.
Thank you
all the time.
I think they're great.
Yeah, you do. I need to start paying you. Forget I said that.
So again, we did talk about Wandavision earlier in the stream. I noticed that there's just been a few people jump in late here. So we talked about, for pretty much the first hour, we went through Wandavision. We think it's a really good series. I'm really enjoying it. Again, they need to answer a few things for me. They need to tie it in properly to what they're adapting and the whole mutants thing and Wanda being Magneto's daughter and all of that sort of thing. Like, they need to tie this in properly and make it all make sense. I think it's better than the Luke Skywalker moment.
Oh, yeah.
And because this actually makes sense, whereas
it's
Luke
better
Skywalker
and it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, I will be doing videos. I haven't done a video in like 2 or 3 weeks. I will be doing a video again soon. I just need to get my fire back for wanting to hate Star Wars, because that's all I can do with it right now. I can't. I'm just not enjoying it. And I'd honestly rather sit there and talk about Wandavision, or rather sit there and talk about Cobra Kai. But again, that's why I wanted to bring up the binge model. Like, Cobra Kai came and went so quick because of that whole thing. Anyway, it's been a good stream.
hell yeah. It always is.
You know something, Rhino? If you want to be happy with Star Wars and all that, and you like the EU, you have 160 novels and about 1,000 comics. It's going to take you 10 years to get through it all. And when you do, you've probably forgotten the first book you read. So you just keep at it. So there's more than enough Star Wars out there.
Yeah.
And if you're reading a book series for the first time, that's new Star Wars content, isn't it?
Yeah.
For you, at least.
Yeah, that's right. In regards to like the EU, like even the books that I've actually read already, I've read them a few times, so I'm sort of really getting to know them quite well. And that's another thing too, is I'm probably going to start doing reviews on these books on the channel, because it's the enjoyable Star Wars that I'm getting out of it.
And there's old video games too. I mean, the Jedi Knight games are fantastic. You get the Kal Katarn story.
Did you guys see how they ripped off Ahsoka's book for the High Republic? No, I didn't see that, because I haven't been reading the High Republic, but I have read the Ahsoka book, and I actually personally enjoyed the Ahsoka book. There were some bits in it that were but mostly I kind of enjoyed it. And that's really a shame. They're recycling shit. I'm curious to know which bit, Anna. Really curious to know which bit you're talking about, because again, I have read the Ahsoka book, and I know.
Didn't that one get kind of retconned with Rebels and stuff?
Yeah, it's one of my big gripes, is that, and it's so simple, it's such a stupid thing, but it's the color of the lightsabers.
Yeah, so Dave Filoni can't even stick to the one book about the character he created.
Yeah, in the book, she talks about the moment where Anakin gave her back her green lightsabers, and it specifically says green. And when you see the bit where he gives her lightsabers, they're blue, because they decided to.
That actually happened a couple of times in the EU as well. Luke's lightsaber after Return of the Jedi in one book was blue, was supposed to be green. So you do have some continuity errors like that.
I'll have a look at that. I know.
So it's not like
I might actually do a video on that.
It's not like a plot hole if the lightsaber color is different. More like a blooper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's like the one thing that I don't understand, and maybe this is something that I just don't know in the lore, maybe it's an EU thing or something, but how did Anakin change the colors of her lightsabers? Because he's the one that says that he changed the colors.
Well,
in the Clone Wars. So is that a thing? G'day, Fat Steven.
Well, back in the old, Lucas era, all you needed to do to change colors was to put another color lightsaber crystal in it. So if you had a red crystal, the lightsaber was red. That's all it was.
I may have missed Teresa's first comment, but hey, Teresa, how you doing? Just thought I'd say hello. Make sure I get everyone as they're coming through. Danny as well. The problem that I find with all of their continuity is like they don't care about what they're even coming up with. You know, it's like with the Darksaber again. You know, do they fight for the saber or can they just literally hand it over? Because based on what we know from Clone Wars and Rebels, or it's pretty much Rebels, is that not only did she take the saber from Sabine, but she also took the saber from her sister once before, because she says that line, purely from just handing it over. But Dave Filoni just can't keep his shit in check. And I just, again, I said it earlier, George Lucas was able to make Star Wars for the normies, but he was able to leave the lore and the continuity straight for the hardcore fans. And it's as simple as that when I look at it. And Mandalorian does just as much damage, like I said, as the sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Just not to characters. In fact, it does the opposite. It throws the nostalgia characters at you in Mandalorian, whereas in the sequels, it kills those characters. And but the lore is just all over the place. Anyway, let's watch this video and then we'll wrap up the stream, I think. So this is the Honest Trailers, The Mandalorian Season 2. I hope it's okay that I actually watch this on a stream. Do you think that there's any issue with me watching this on a stream? I guess not. I've seen people do reactions to these before. Anyway, have you guys watched these before, like the Honest Trailers?
It's been a long time, maybe 5-6 years ago.
All right.
If they've been around that long, I think they have.
They have been around a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
I know I've seen them.
Let's go.
Fresh from Disney's content mines in Outer Berbankia comes season 2 of a show that's either the greatest thing we've ever seen, or live-action Star Wars has lowered our expectations so much, basic competence feels like seeing the face of God.
Ooh, no.
The Mandalorian.
How good's that as a dig? Straight off the bat. I love it.
Season 2. Suit up for more Mandalorian, the show that combined the world of Star Wars, the feel of old samurai films, and the emotional core of Reddit's r/aw community. Aww, in a winning mix that keeps things simple and doesn't overstay its welcome. So you can be sure as Sith they'll launch enough spin-offs to kill the magic for good next year. You know, there's a reason we don't eat birthday cake every day, Disney. Keep feeding us the same thing and we will reject it. Unless it's Marvel, or animated musicals, or Pixar movies about giving up on your dreams. Okay, fine, you win. Stuff my mouth full of cake, Mouse Daddy. Rejoin the Mandalorian, the galaxy's most dangerous never-nude. But this time, he'll break his only rule about giving face as he quests to deliver this tiny meme generator over to a Jedi, all while bonding ever deeper with Baby Yoda over their shared love of murder. And yes, we know his name isn't technically Baby Yoda anymore. Grogu? But let's stick with Baby Yoda. Grogu. Baby Yoda. Grogu. Baby Yoda. Grogu. He's the secret love child of Yoda and Yaddle, okay? Clap them cheeks, Yoda did. Cannon, that is. Are you ready? Space cops make some deals with each other? Then you'll thrill when Mando makes a deal with this marshal.
Help me kill it, I'll give you the armor.
Deal. And strikes a deal with the Tusken Raiders for help.
We have struck a deal.
But when a deal goes wrong on the way to finding a Jedi,
Lady, the deal is off. This was not part of the deal.
he'll try to forge a deal with some fellow Mandalorians.
They're changing the terms of the deal.
And cut a quick deal with Ming-Na.
I owe you from last time.
We have a deal.
before he wraps up that deal with her and Boba Fett.
Then our deal is complete.
That's in addition to two bargains, promises, or propositions he'll make along the way.
We can strike a bargain. You made me a promise, and I held up my end.
I have a proposition that may interest you.
Then what's in it for me?
Screw credits. The real currency of Star Wars is the pinky swear. Remember all the interesting side characters you met last season. They're back, at least for now. But they'll make room for all new faces.
Ooh, that was good.
Really old.
Say that?
Like the most popular characters from the Clone Wars series, the most popular character from Empire Strikes Back, and the most popular character from Star Wars. It's official. No one in Star Wars gets to die or retire anymore. This season's most meaningful death was when they killed off a merchandising opportunity. So enjoy this action-packed journey alongside a hardened killer with a heart of gold and a soft baby with a heart of darkness, as Favreau and Filoni deliver the second-best Star Wars experience ever made for television. But you all know what's still number one. No, not Clone Wars. I'm talking about the intro to the Droids cartoon. Come on. Trouble again. Oh man, that's such a bop. Starring Daft Honk, my buddy.
Wherever I go, he goes.
Ranger of the New Republicans, Dawson, Princess Leia, Agents of Shan, Lone Wolf with Club, Moff Diver, Darkness, No Parents, Red Sox leader standing by, Goo. Stormtroopers giving themselves away.
Transformer over there. All right, we'll check it out. 5387 and 5389. Follow me. Call in reinforcements. We're heading to
Why are they hiding though? The stormtroopers don't even shoot anyway.
Yeah.
the main common. There they are.
Example A.
Sir,
Example B.
you idiot.
C.
Beskar.
Beskar's value continues to rise.
Others with Beskar have been through here.
The Beskar belongs to the Mandalorians.
It cannot cut through pure Beskar.
Beskar is ours. Beskar.
Beskar.
Pure Beskar.
Unreasonably convenient blueprints.
This is a map of Tatooine before the war. You got Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, and up around this region.
Before the war that never touched Tatooine.
This entire area is the green zone, completely safe. But over on this side is the problem.
This is what you're talking about, Rod?
Yeah, it's the refinery right there.
They're held in cold storage in this cargo bay.
It's not to scale. I think it is. Can't be. That's too big.
If your 98 Civic hatchback was a spaceship.
Civic hatchback.
And my deepfake kills other droids standing guard. The Masked Slinger.
That's funny.
Says here you're from Alderaan. Did you lose anyone?
Yeah, Chief.
I hate that character.
Hey, it's that guy from the Apex Legends trailer. The llama hair. Llamas are nature's greatest warriors. I'm not a pheasant plucker. I'm a pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucking's done. Taco Tuesday.
I love how they end them too. People just write in the chat like, say this in the voice, say this, and he just comes out and says some of them. Anyway, that was awesome. A few little digs in there. It's funny because it's supposed to be like a parody trailer of The Mandalorian, but a lot of what he's talking about is obviously true. Like, you know, not only are the stormtroopers stupid, but they do give themselves away. They're like, there they are, stop them, instead of actually blasting at them when their back's turned so that they can actually turn around and shoot at him. Anyway, There's some really good bits in there. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed watching it, and I thought I'd share it on stream with everyone tonight.
Thank you.
So there we go. And I love their stuff. Honest Trailers, go check it out. I should actually at least put the link in the description of this stream, probably. So, everyone, thank you for coming out. We're going to end it here. We've just gone past 2 hours. Lyndon, I'm your content. I haven't called you that since the beginning of the stream. Is there anything that you would like to say or plug?
I'm your content. Check out all my shit. And throw me biddies.
Yeah, it's my line. Thanks for the biddies. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your thoughts on the MCU. Hopefully next week, like I said, we can get maybe Blake on or something like that. Tim, thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me as always.
You're very welcome. Have you got anything that you'd like to plug or anything?
You know, last week I was off for 2 days and I had planned on releasing the video I just put out, about 7 hours ago, plus 2 or 3 more. And life happened. So I'm really going to try and get some other stuff out this weekend because there's a lot to talk about. And I have a lot to say about what there is to talk about. So hopefully I'll find the time to get some other stuff out.
Awesome.
But yeah, that one I just put out, it all goes by in 17 minutes, but it's like hours of research and editing and recording and stuff like that. So it's a labor of love. I enjoyed making it, and I hope everyone else enjoys it. I'm trying to make these evergreen documentaries you can watch today or you can watch 5 years from now. So I'm having fun doing it, and thanks for having me again, as always, my friend.
You're welcome. You're going to have to catch up on Wandavision so that you can at least come on here and talk some Wandavision with us, seeing as that's the topic for Casual Rage at the moment. And yes, at this point in time, Casual Rage is still staying on Friday nights, but there might be a change coming soon, guys, which I will definitely tell you about once it's confirmed. Stig, thank you for coming by once again and giving your thoughts on WandaVision and Star Wars. Is there anything that you'd like to plug or any last things that you'd like to say about any of the topics from tonight?
Well, go sub to OG Star Wars if you like OG Star Wars content. I'm on her channel every Thursday. And next week, I think she's doing a book club again, talking about Visions of the Future, which is second Hand of Thrawn duology.
Oh, when is that, Stieg?
On the 12th.
Okay. I should be able to be on that. I know she invited me. I think I'm on a vacation day that day as well. So
yeah, and on Mondays I'm on Sporking News podcast, talking about the Game of Thrones books. A lot of fun. And yeah, that's it. And don't sniff glue and don't stick your arm into a glory hole.
Stick your dick in.
Do what Lyndon said. Thank you. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for the advice. And as for me, I am still going to be doing my 1,000 subscriber video, which hopefully I'll actually do this weekend. I got the things that I need. And we'll get that done, even though it's really, really late. I will put out some videos, I promise. Things have been a little bit crazy and that's been hectic. Thank you, Tim. I do still have my GoFundMe going. Go and check that out. Hopefully with these changes, it won't be as serious as it was. So
good.
Again, there's a few good things happening at the moment. That's right. That 1,000 sub video is never happening. No, it's not happening. It is. But again, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you to any of the mods that have been here. Tim, I've noticed that you've been dropping all the things, so thank you. Everyone in the chat, thank you for coming by. Reminder, on the 10th of February on Drunk 3PO's channel for the fundraiser. Make sure you're there. That should be really good. And thank you, everyone. I don't have an outro. I don't have an intro. I'm just going to say goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, one more thing. Fuck off, Disney!
Bye-bye.
Content.